Hey family, in our last object lesson, we looked at light. We saw how God writes His law into our hearts, just as light writes data into silicone. Today, we move from light to something just as familiar, water. We're going to do exactly what we did the last time. We're going to let the physical world explain a spiritual reality. Most of us have been to a stadium and seen this happen. Tens of thousands of people packed into the stadium. Suddenly, one section throws their hands up, then the next section, then the next. It travels all the way around the arena. We literally call it the wave. We treat it like a game, but it actually reveals deep human psychology. Why does a crowd move like water? The Bible gives us the answer. In the book of Revelation, an angel explains a vision to the Apostle John. He says, "The water which thou sawest are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." Revelation 17:15. In prophecy, water represents people. Now we have to be careful here. Usually when the Bible speaks of water individually, like the laver or the water of baptism, it represents purity, life, cleansing. But when Scripture speaks of waters, plural, massive bodies of water, the meaning changes. It becomes negative. It represents noise, chaos, instability. Think about the wave in the stadium. It's powerful, but it's mindless. The people standing up aren't thinking for themselves. They are just reacting to the pressure of the people next to them. Water doesn't have a will of its own. It takes the shape of its container. It follows the path of least resistance. And sadly, crowds do the exact same thing. When we get into large groups, we tend to stop thinking. We get swept up in the current. We feel the emotion of the moment and we just flow. God warns us about this fluid nature of humanity. In Ephesians, Paul warns us not to be children who are tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. Ephesians 4:14. Tossed to and fro like a ship with no anchor. If you don't have a firm foundation, you will drift wherever the culture pushes you. So here's the hard question for today. When I make a decision, when I choose what to believe, am I standing on the rock or am I just part of the wave? God knows the pressure to fit in is powerful. That's why He gave us a specific command in Exodus. "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil." Exodus 23:2. Just because the water is moving one way doesn't mean it's the right way. Water flows downward, but God calls us upward. So how do we stand firm? We remember who is in control of the water. The noise of the crowd is loud. The pressure is heavy. But listen to this promise. The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. Psalms 93:4. The crowd isn't king. God is. So this week, don't just go with the flow. Plant your feet, trust in the word, and let the waves break around you. Thank you for watching, and God bless.